welcome to this week's Monday Minutes. My name is Kelly.
And my name is Jessie, and this week we're going to talk to you about a little bit of cataloging information. We're going to show you how to set up your match points when you're importing records into the system. So whether you're getting records from either a vendor like a book jobber like Baker and Taylor or Midwest Tapes or Ingram, whoever it may be, or you're bringing in records from OCLC, we're going to show you how you can adjust or set up your match points to look when you're bringing them into the system. Now, Koha does give you defaults when you have this set up. So many of you probably use like the 020 or even the 999 if you're working with a MARC or Backstage to clean up records. But we're going to show you now how you can adjust these.
Yeah, this is exciting, Jessie. Okay, so let's pop into where they live. The matching rules are going to live in administration. So it's in that section of cataloging administration. So we'll pop over there just to look at where and what they look like. So we're going to go to those record matching rules. And as Jessie said, there are built-in ones. So most libraries are going to have that 020, the 022, Biblio number, maybe even the OCLC number. I'm not sure if that comes as default, which means, these are going to populate in that drop down when you do that import to say match on this field. Now, of course, there are libraries that would like to match on other ones. And so we wanted to talk about that and really kind of dig into how to create a record matching rule in the system. I really like the 024 because this is the, what is that considered? The UPC?
UPC.
Yeah. So for those DVDs. So when I created this is going to be the code. You can't adjust the code once you've created it. Just remember, codes in Koha are pretty specific, no spaces, no special characters. Then of course you have your description. This should really be 1,000. Your match threshold. This allows you to be able to add multiple match points. So you're going to start at 1,000 and you can add match points to say, how much is this going to be worth in the end? So together the threshold will be 1,000.
So for example, if you wanted to look at the 020 field, but you also wanted to look at the 245 to see that they matched, this would be an opportunity where you could weight it and say, you're going to weight one at 800, where it would be like, I'm going to look and put most of my preference on the 020. And then you would need that to equal 1,000. So we're going to put 200 towards the 245. So that would be a way that you could, set your match threshold and break it down.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, of course, you can do matching rules by either a bibliographic record or for your authority records. So we'll show you an example of an authority record as well after this. This is where it gets really specific in the search index. So if you are creating one from scratch, such as this 024, the search index is really important to know exactly what Koha is calling it. And this depends on what searching engine you're using on your Koha system. Koha was created with a Zebra search index, and we have migrated, most libraries are probably on that Elasticsearch. So that verbiage is going to come from the manual specifically, so I can pull that over for you to see. But if you go right into this record matching rule in the manual, you'll get actually to this page. So let me scroll up a bit, sorry.
Yeah, and this is a great reference. That way you don't have to remember, is there a hyphen, but it does have to be specific to what it says in this field.
Yeah. So here is the 024, and it's saying identifier other or identifier standard. So that is exactly what you're going to want, specific to the capitalization spacing. So we'll link that in the blog post.
Yep. And one for the Zebra and one for the Elastic, depending on what you're on.
Exactly. Then, of course, as Jessie talked about, the score. So if I was going to add 2 match points, I wanted to make them equal to 100, maybe one's 800, maybe one's 200, but we're going to do just a flat 1,000. So this is just that one match point we're going to put in there. And then here we're going to tell Koha what is the field that it's looking at. So I'm 024A, which I've talked about here in the description, but Koha needs that information here. Offset and length, that is going to be generally set to 1,000, to 0. The offset and length are only going to be pertinent to fields in the early, like the leaders. So 001 to 009. That's going to be specific to those. If those are not the fields that you're talking about in this record matching rule, then just set those to 0.
Okay.
And then you have a couple of options for the normalization rule. You can say, hey, remove spaces. Make sure you're looking at something that's uppercase or lowercase, and then specific to an ISBN. We're putting none, but this is something you may play around with. Not sure of how your records are coming in. You'll be more understanding of what your records are coming in with that field and how you're going to use this rule.
Perfect.
Okay. Match checks. Now we are not using a match check here, and we're going to pop into another one that we are, but this is allowing you to be able to say, look here, but then also look here for a secondary place to check. So I'm going to get out of this one, and we'll go into, for an example, we created an ISBN matching rule. So this top is the same as our ISBN. However, we are also asking Koha to, if you find a match on that 020, then check the title. So then say, does the title match? So we're going to look at that tag, that subfield, those same things that we had, offset and length and normalization. This is important to note, Jessie. This is saying coming in, check the 245.
Yeah.
And this is saying check the database. So we are saying check the 245 as it comes in against the 245 in the database, but you could go crazy and say check this field on the incoming record, but look somewhere else on the database.
Yes.
So we're going to say check the 245A with the 245 in the A in the database, which would say, do you find a match on the 020? And then if so, is that same title the same on that other MARC record?
Okay, great. Let's look at an authority now.
Yeah, absolutely. So here we're matching for an authority file. So we're using the 010 to look for that. Let's bring it to that record type as the authority. And then that's important to know that that search index is looking at that specific 010 field and what that search index is called.
Perfect.
You know, this is maybe something that's not as important to some librarians, but it's nice to know that you do have the ability to configure, or you have that special unique file you're bringing in and you'd like to do something extra special with it.
Yeah, this is good.
Okay, well, hopefully we'll do something super fun next time for all those non-catalogers, right? Next week.
Hey, we've got to show it all.
I know. Okay, have a great week.
Have a great week. Bye.
Bye.